Oh, that's not right. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I'm going to assume this is going to work. Yeah, it sounds right. Okay. So far, so good. It's still loading up. Ah, there we go. Now we're looking right. All right, we're going to discuss. There it goes. This time, let's discuss organizing your assets. All right, down here, I've got things kind of organized in an old way of doing things. And then I went ahead and collected some assets and I started organizing this way. But it's really, really obvious that a lot of things I'm not going to have that much of. For example, in this one, we've got some wool, right? What I'll do is I'll start over here like I did in the beginning. You see, my fort is just not big enough. Now, animal parts is something that I could end up with a lot, depending on how much I do in the way of combat with critters and collecting the special drops of different colors like white and whatnot. So obviously this is not going to work for me. Whoops. I need to hold the EP down and pick this up. Angler gel. I'm just never going to have that much of it. So let's do the same thing here too. Cementing paste. I probably never will have that much of it. Now, if we look what happens when we don't take the stuff out first, you see that little kind of like a backpack. Some people call it a lunchbox or a lunch bag. Again, we're just never going to have this much of it. We'll probably use it faster than we can have somewhere to store it. So all of these storage devices I've got here are taking up a lot of room. Now that I will probably will have a lot of. So Flint, yeah. I'll probably end up with a lot of flint in storage. Hide, yeah, I'll probably be using that as fast as I can collect it because it's needed for constructing so many things. Keratin, yeah, I'll probably be using that up as fast as I can collect it. And I'll have to go around and hunting a lot of critters to try to keep up. Uh-oh. I need thatch and wood. Let's see, we've got some thatch over here. We got some wood. Now I gotta be careful how much of the stuff I carry around right now. But I don't want to have to rebuild because it'll cost more. So we'll repair it and then we'll collect it. All right, I shouldn't have to do a whole lot more of that sort of thing. I think I remember how that happened. For some reason I put the wrong keyboard key and I ended up punching that particular storage. So let's reorganize this the way I think I would probably use it the most. So we'll get into our inventory. We'll click here. That's a right click. Then we'll use a left click or the letter E. Oop, too close. All right, stick it right there in the corner. Boom. Now, what I normally do is I put the fiber in there. Okay. Now, the next thing that comes up is flint. These other things are things that I just don't have a lot of. This one would be an exception because I'm not going to be using charcoal for quite a long time. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put, since it comes next in the list, and we'll put the charcoal in there. Now I've already got a lot more of this in storage downstairs. Now after charcoal would come the flint. So right click, left click, and right click to cancel. And let's get in there and put the flint in. Now I'm not going to be able to hoard a lot of this. In fact, none of this other stuff I could hoard that much of. Now, the other thing I should probably go ahead and start doing is go into my inventory, press the I key, then come over here, right click, left click. Now, change the style using the ARK key. And it's gonna, well, I'm gonna have to do this later because right now these are in the way and I can't really see what I'm doing. So let's just go ahead and place the rest of these up. And yeah, I probably shouldn't do any more of them. Now let's go ahead and get into here. We'll hold down the E key, get our cursor, and then we just let go of the E key, and we're in. How many can we hold? That's about all we can hold right now. Now, if you look at your inventory, let's come down a little bit further yet. Let's see, I think it'd be right there. You see where stone shows up? All of these things we don't normally have that many of. And then comes stone. Now we're not going to have a lot of this, so stone would be next. It comes right after flint. Let's see, we should have fiber, charcoal, flint, there it is, and then we should have stone. All right. Now, what do we normally have after that? Let's get over here and demonstrate that. I'll grab both of these since they're not that heavy. And we'll grab a few of these. There we go, that's enough. And we'll grab a single stone so it doesn't weigh us down too much, since we want to show what normally happens in the inventory. All right, remember, fiber, charcoal, flint, stone, and then notice what comes next, thatch, and then wood. So put the stone in there. We'll put the thatch, and then we'll do the wood. Now, we've got a whole lot of other stuff that comes in if we're talking basic resources. Now, spark powder we don't normally have a lot of. Soap, flax, pearls, Y seeds, X seeds, pelts, oil, narcotic. Now, narcotic is something we normally will have. I need to store. So we'll grab this one. And then we'll take this one down. Ingot, no, we don't normally have a lot of that. Go ahead and take this one down. Well, yeah, we probably won't ever have a lot of that extra. Thatch and wood we will. So let's take all of the thatch out of here. It's already gone. Let's take this down. We'll hold down the E key. And then we'll click right here on the pick up large storage box. Locked. Wood. Alright, we still got some weight limit left. Hold down the E key and click right here on the arrow. Now we don't have anything in here right now, so oops, let's see. We got fiber, charcoal, flint, stone, thatch. We don't have any extra thatch right now. And then we should have wood. Oh, we messed up, didn't we? Yeah, we should have had this in first. And then had the wood in. In fact, that comes before thatch, too. Now, what else does it come? Does it come in before stone? Yep, it comes in before stone. So technically, I need to move all the stone down. So let's put the stone in this one. Make a space available. Now, what about... No, that comes after. Okay. So we'll leave those in there. And this will become our new storage spot for extra narcotic. Something we're going to want a lot of. And then we want our stone. Then we want our thatch. Well, right now we've got a slight problem. All right, now can I No, I cannot. So I have to do this again. I need to move between them. Let me demonstrate that. So if this happens to you, you'll know what the deal is. All right. Now we can take out. There we go. Now we're overloaded, but we can still turn and get to the next locker if we're standing between them. See there? Now, what would we put in this one? Good question. Because right now we don't have anything that we would normally want a lot of in storage. So the only thing left to do now is try to finish up all this transfer of goodies. Stone, of course, is going to be heavy, so we got fiber, charcoal, flint, stone. Oh, you got to remember, narcotic comes first, then stone. Whoop. Fiber, charcoal, flint, narcotic, stone. This will become a habit once you get this process started and organized. Then I'll be able to put the labels up, make it even easier. Let's see, fiber. I think it's this one, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Now let's count. Which one is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the fifth one. For now, until we get the labels on, that might make it a little easier. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're teasing me, aren't they? Yeah, they're saying you need one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, most of my projects, I'm going to want a cabinet full of the resource before I start the building process. So I won't have to waste so much time going out to get something and coming back with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now I can take this one down. What's in here? Spark powder? No, that's something we're not going to have a whole lot in storage. We're going to be using it most of the time. Yeah, soap is the same thing. We're never going to have that many flags in storage. We just won't need them. Pearls? No, we'll have a small storage of pearls until used, but that's about it. Yeah, these will be planting almost as fast as we can collect them. That one was a gift. Same with this one. Same thing there. We probably never will have a lot of that in storage. Oil, yeah. We're going to have a constant drain on any oil that we have. Yeah, we'll store what we have probably in the smithy more than anywhere else. All right, we've already taken the wool out. All right, now we can get back to putting up our labels. All right, what we want to do now is start using these. Right click, left click, and that's the default. So now we want to press the R like in Royal Roger Rabbit, and we also want to use the Q key unless it comes up automatically, like so. See there, we need the Q key so that we can put our alignment in properly. That looks about dead center. And then we can label all these now. So we won't have to remember where they're at in the order of things here. We could just read the label. Try to get it centered. I like to put it close to the top rather than halfway down or something. But if you hold down the Q key long enough, you can put these pretty much anywhere you want to. Otherwise, the game will try to force a specific alignment. What do they call that? A snap point, I think. All right, there we go. Now we can go along here and we can say what's going to be in here. Hold down the E key and click up here and then click here and then type in what you're going to be putting in there. This is bulk storage. All right, now hold down your, well, let me zoom in first. Hold down so you can see the word fiber. If I back off, but how tiny it is. So let's zoom in, let's hold down the E key, and then let's click here, increase text size, until we're happy with how big the word is, or we reach the maximum size. That doesn't look too bad. Now you remember what's in here? Charcoal. That's one thing that we're probably going to have a lot of. Oh. Okay. Accept with the left click. Now hold down the E key again and increase it until you're happy with the size. What do you think? Looks about right, don't it? And now what do we got in here? We got flint. Oop, we gotta click here, otherwise it won't hold the number. Flint or the letters. Now we gotta select the E key again. Increase the size. That's pretty big, but that's good. Alright, and then here we have the narcotic. Narcotic. Now we want to make it bigger. That's pretty big. And then here we have the stone. Now you could do all capital letters if you prefer that. These are all left clicks, of course, until we get the size we want. Now in here we have the thatch. Did I spell that right? It's easy enough to change it if I didn't. That looks good enough. And in here we have the wood. All right, hold down the E key again and left click till we get a big That looks big enough. Yeah, we can read all these from a distance. Now, we don't have anything in these yet because we have to decide what are we going to collect and put into storage. A lot. I know the words are small. Well, let me use a mouse wheel to zoom back out. Okay. It's got to be something that we're going to need a lot of to put in storage. All right. Do we have anything in here? Anything in bulk? No, not really. We don't seem to need any water because it's raining right now. And we're fine on the food. In fact, we've overeaten somewhat. But we do have these items here. We will need storage for those items. Now, I do have a problem right here. You see these alpha raptor claw? Well, we're going to collect a lot of parts and pieces from critters. Bones, legs, arms, what else? They're kind of like trophies. And you're expected to keep them. And at some point, much later in gameplay, you're expected to use them. So I'll tell you what. We'll come down here and we'll start putting these animal parts in there. Now, not these parts, not this, because those we're going to be using up probably as fast as we can collect them. So we'll come up here, we'll make our sign, and we'll call it animal. We could say dino parts. Yeah, that'd make more sense actually. Dino parts. Now we'll make it bigger. Now at some point it'll make 2 lines. There it is. Now notice that we could not make it because we lost one of our words. So we have to stop at dino parts like that in order to have both words show up. Now if I go downstairs and we look in our box storage or miscellaneous anything and everything, we can look to see if we have some more animal parts. Well, we're not going to count those. I don't think I have anything extra in here. Yeah, here we go. Here's another claw. What's this? This is a vertebrae. I don't seem to have any arms or legs yet. And other bones from animal kills. That's normally how you get them. And I don't think I have any anywhere else, but we'll check. In storage. See if by chance I did put some animal parts in storage here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Alright, so that's probably pretty much it. Now, one thing I do need is small boxes. Well, there's the big ones. There's the small ones right there. I've got 9 of them. Now, I do want to use those for these things that we'll have a small collection of. Like, for example, in this one, I started putting in the charcoal. Oh, charcoal's heavier than I thought it was. Oh, I got too much weight. So I'll tell you what. Let's put in one of these. We'll put it over there for now. And we'll start putting in some of this heavier stuff. Apparently the charcoal's got a little weight to it. And then we'll do what we normally do. We put Now this does not have a green line or anything, so it does not spoil. Does not spoil. Does not spoil. Does not spoil. But these things I will use in the smithy the first chance I get. Because I need those raw materials in order to make something. Let's take some of this wood out of here. We have an excessive amount. And then let's go upstairs with it. Let's see, the wood is right here. See, the labels make it much easier. Animal parts. Our dino parts. And I guess that's it for now. Alright, now what would we want in one of these? Well, I have a tendency to think what I want to put in here is weapons that I'm not using. So let's call this weapons. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't I just do that? Yeah, I did. Now let's make it bigger. That's pretty obvious. Alright, what's the next important thing to me that I normally will have collecting until it's used? And that'd be saddles. I gotta left click here first. Alright, now we'll make it bigger. That looks big enough. Now, what's another thing that I will use a lot? Well, it would be tools. I'm normally going to have a lot of tools that I'm not using at the moment, but will use, or I will give away at some point. Well, that's still kind of small. Do that again. Hold down the E key, left click. Alright, that looks good. Alright, now when we open this from the outside, we can get one more in here. But you know what? I'm not going to put one more storage cabinet style box there. Let's close this up first. Let's start putting, no, I don't want to block that. Let's go all the way down here and start putting some in right in here, up against the wall. No, leave myself a little generous amount of space so I can get to this without any, worries or interference. And just keep going across the wall here. Now this is your bulk storage. We're probably putting too many of these in, more than we'll ever really use. There we go, that's the last one we could do. Now for our minor storage, small items that we never will have all that many of, we'll use these small boxes. That looks like a generous amount of space. Now you can't stack these off. You can stack them up quite tall, but sometimes you have trouble getting the right box selected, so I tend to avoid that. Alright, that's it. Okay, we've got weapons, saddles, tools. What else might we need bulk storage for? Let me think here. Oh, clothing, or we might want to call it uniforms. Uniform choices. I don't have any on hand, so let's go ahead and use these. And let's put this in place. There we go. Now we'll right click to cancel so that we can start saying the spelling part. And I'll just call them uniforms. Now you might want to say armor instead, because that's what your clothing really is. It's a type of armor. So let's do that. There we go. Now we want to make it nice and big so we can read it from a distance. That looks good enough. Now, what else might we collect a lot of until we give it away or use it? Good question. So I'll tell you what, let's start over here. And what are we gonna put in there? Well, we've already got a place for charcoal, so let's go put that away. Right here. And I've got some more of it downstairs. But let's look at our inventory here. Well, we don't have one of everything yet. So let's go downstairs and collect more of the resources. That are in these right here. I'm looking for something that I might have a lot of at some point. It doesn't look like there is all that much. I got saddles, I got armor, got blueprints, but there's a special box for that. Yeah, I don't see anything in there that would ring a bell. How about this last one? No, it's more the same thing. This is a blueprint. There's a special cabinet for that. Might as well take that out of there. This is all tools. These are all construction parts. And we normally don't have leftovers of those that we want to store for some reason. We might have one of the small boxes, small storage boxes, and we might want to call it arrows or ammo, since let's make it arrows, because there's different kinds of ammo. And it's always a good idea to have a little extra in storage. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go upstairs and name one of those. Well, let's take... How much of this can we take? Oh, good. We take it all. Well, let's get rid of the charcoal first. It's got a little bit of weight. All right, so... we didn't put anything in here, so I'll tell you what. Let's make this arrows. And I don't have any with me, but let's put one of these on there. Let's use the mouse wheel and zoom in. Well, we could put it right on the front. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now let's call it arrows. Yeah. So now I need to, that's will let me. Oh, I got to right click first. That's right, to get rid of the other ones. All right, hold down to E, come here, and we'll put our extra arrows in here. Now this will be both of the tranquilizer arrows and the common stone arrows. Okay, now we need to make that a little bit bigger so we can see it from a distance. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. Now, we're going to need another one. It won't be arrows necessary. Right about there, I think. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and install another one. Don't know what we're going to put in there just yet. So let's put a label on all of these. I don't think the game wants you to put these signs on the top of the boxes. If I remember right, that is a little difficult to pull off and then still be able to get into the box without problems. Now, if it turns out that we're collecting something from the drops or something, and we need somewhere to store it until we get around to using it, then we'll probably use a small box and we'll label it. Now, out here in the center, we might decide to put in all of our devices like the forge, the smithy, and any other machine that we might use for construction purposes. So let's go downstairs since it stays kind of dark and it makes me feel like I'm in a little cubby hole. Let's go ahead and start emptying this out. Can we take all of this? I'm just putting the cursor there and pressing the T like a donkey. Got it. Let's go ahead and grab this while we're here. Move everything upstairs to where we can see better. Alright, now where did we decide to put the armor? We decided to put it, let's mouse out. Use the mouse wheel. Alright, now, well, that's a blueprint. We actually want a different kind of building for that. Alright, we have any more armor? No, it doesn't look like it. But we do have some saddles. And we decided to put the saddles right there. Now these are considered tools. So we got the tools to go in here. That would be a weapon. I guess that's the only real tools we have. Put that one in the weapon box. Then we got all these miscellaneous things like seeds and stuff. But we normally won't have that many of these special, what would you call them, protection plants they shoot at critters. The kind of critters or visitors you tell it to. But we have a space for this. See, that's the narcotic right there. Now, I'm not going to have a lot of these seeds that special plant seeds. That's the, I'll tell you what, let's put them on this end over here. Now, these are special seeds. But what kind of special seeds are they? I would think that protective would be a good word. Yeah, I think that'd be good enough. Now we want to make it bigger. I need to zoom in. so I can see better. Yeah, I don't, in fact, that might be a little bit too big, so let's go with that. Seeds protective. We're never going to have very many in storage. We're going to want to put those in their little seed boxes, but we have to have fertilizer and planter boxes and everything first. Okay, what else would we want to store? Now, I could have a box up here, or maybe back here. Yeah, I like that idea better, I think. So let's put whoops, we don't have anything in there. Let's place this on it. Get us a label. All right, now let's we'll call it what we call it, furnishings or storage boxes, maybe. Box storage, and that would be any size and every size. Now, box suggests, of course, wood. So now let's increase that. Whoop, I better use my mouse wheel and zoom in so I can see this better. Oh, that looks pretty good. So let's put these in there and these in there. So now I have a permanent place to put those, even though it's very rare that I'll have very many of them in storage. So later on I might change my mind and put them in one of these small boxes, because I've got some downstairs I'm going to be taking out, but we've got a place to put them for now. All right, mouse wheel out. What else we got in our inventory? Yeah, I probably should have somewhere for that. Yeah, it's going to be a while before I use any soap. So let's go ahead and make storage boxes for that. We'll leave the ammo boxes open for a long time. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's decide what we're going to put in here. Angular. Angler gel, I think that's how you say it. And now we want to make it bigger. It's going to be a 2-level thing like that. Yeah, that should be good enough. Alright, so let's go. There's that angular gel. Well, they do it as one word. Okay, what would be next, do you think? Maybe keratin? Yeah, let's do that. Oops, I need to click first with the left mouse button. Keratin, I think that's how you spell it. If it's not, we can always change it later. That's plenty big enough. Now, oil would be next. And remember, you can change these signs anytime you want to. Whoops. All of a sudden, I'm drawing a blank. There it is. That's what I wanted. Doesn't seem to matter how many times I do some of these things. I have to do it over and over and over again until I'm happy. All right, that's the maximum size I can make that word. All right, I guess soap would be the next one. Hold down the E key and click like crazy until you get happy with the size of the word. Now get inside and standard, put your soap in there. All right, what else would we need bulk storage for? I don't see it. Well, there's going to be something else, but offhand, I can't think of what it is. It'd be something inside this glass cabinet. Well, here's a bunch of stuff. So how much of this can we carry? Oh, we got it all. All right. Oh, I'm going to have to take a short break here. So I'll tell you what, I'll change screens right quick and put this on pause for a few minutes. Okay, it looks like we've got everything turned back on again. Oops, sorry about that. I have to remember that when I click from one screen to the other screen, that it usually makes my avatar punch. All right, let's see. Do we have? Yeah, we do. All right, what do we have in our inventory to put away? We have saddles. Oh, that's a blueprint. Yeah, that's another blueprint. Or I'll tell you what. Let's actually make a blueprint storage. Let's see. I believe I need fiber. And then I'm going to need thatch. I'm going to need wood. Let's see if that's enough. All right. Let's see if we can find it now. No, it's not that one. Is it something that I have? There it is right there. Oh, I need a lot of fiber. A lot more wood. And I even need some metal. I don't know. Somebody attacking? It sounded like somebody was. Alright, we gotta put other stuff in our inventory away first. Those are all blueprints. Yeah. Is this blueprints? Wow, I've got a lot more blueprints than I thought I did. Well, let's put the air conditioner down. It's not powered or anything, so for now I'll just stick it over here. It's kind of out of the way. Ooh, wait a minute. That might get damaged if I have something in the trap like we did before. So let's put this around this window out here in the middle. They're unpowered right now, so they're not going to be of much benefit. And then we'll put one on the other side. Of course, we don't have a roof on right now, so it wouldn't do much good, even if they were powered. All right, what else do we have? Oh, I need to put that in storage, don't I? And we decided to stick them over here in the corner. It's not transferring. There it goes. Internet lag, I guess. How about the small storage boxes? No, I guess that's all we had. All right, we got a place for these. That'll help. Here we go, narcotic. I'll just place it. This looks kind of out of the way for now. Oops, why did I do that? Huh, I double clicked with the left mouse button and it damaged it. Alright, what else we got? We got some armor. Yeah, we got some armor. That's not a blueprint, right? The blueprint word will come first. Now we've got a saddle, which we put down here. We got some tools. And remember, you got to protect your boxes from getting destroyed. See the way that's a weapon. That's an arrow. I'm just going to put them both in there for now. Those are blueprints. There's some thatch. There's some oil. What's making all that noise? Like we're under attack or something. Whoops. There we go. We got to get past the label. See, there's some soap. And the rest of us would be more or less construction parts. Yeah, I think that's what I would call them, construction parts. I might actually get around to using it at some point. So, first thing I need to do is put a label on there. This one right here. Let's turn that out for a minute. Yeah, that's a little easier. Alright, so now I want to right click so I can get back to this part. And we'll call it parts. Let's make it capital. Construction. I might actually get around to using this stuff. Now I need to make it bigger. Let's zoom in so I can see better. Just keep making it bigger until it turns into 2 lines. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. Alright, so we got construction parts. Well, that's a construction part. So I want to use the letter T for that. This is more like a miscellaneous. I think of that as a construction part. No, that's more like personal equipment. Behemoth Gateway. Ooh. That's more like furniture and signs. Yeah, let's call that a construction part 2. We'll do the same thing with this. And with this. Okay, now let's zoom back out with the mouse wheel. What would I call that a tool, I think. This water skin that leaks. What am I going to do with the canvas? Canvas. I think I'll call it a construction part. Of course, I could label one of these miscellaneous. These would be more like furnishings. But we'll call them construction parts right now. I'm going to put these in with construction parts too. And now I need blueprints. Okay. Now, we said, where is that again? There it is, right there. So we need a lot of wood, a lot of fiber, and metal. But it's got to be the ingots. So I'm going to need 2 of those. Then I need to come down here to wood. Is that going to be enough? Oh, no, I need another 50. So let's take this one here. Now I need 65 metal. Now, right now, that's going to be downstairs in the smithy if I have it. Metal ingots. Uh-oh. Did I use all that I had? Oh, it does look that way, doesn't it? Well, how about inside? Oh, and there's none in there. Well, if that don't beat all. Let's get between these two so I don't have to move, because I'm not going to be able to hold all this weight. See how I turned red? Oh, wait a minute. I've got what I... how come I couldn't see that? All right, so let's just turn. And now put some in there. We'll put it all in there for now, because I've only got 99, so it's probably not going to be able to cook all this. All right, so I've got too much. So let's get back into here. All right, if I split this in half, let's put that back in there. Now I can move. But I'm just going to go ahead and craft it. Oh, I may not have enough wood now. Yeah, I'm short wood. So I've got some wood in here, right? Yeah. Now we can make one. And then we'll go back to inventory. And we'll stick all this stuff in here since we don't need to use it right now. And now we have a place to put our blueprints. I don't have any blueprints in here, do I? No, I don't think so. All right, where are we going to put... I'll tell you what, let's put it right here. No, wait a minute. I got to remember that some of that can get damaged real easy. Maybe right... I'll tell you what, let's put it right here on the other side of this window. What about, right about... Well, I can move it back a little bit. Alright, let's try that again. Get centered up. And move it out to... Try that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, this is where we put our blueprints. So all of these have the word blueprint right as the very first word. There we go. So if we ever need the blueprint, we've got it. Oh, I need to get some water, don't I? That came in nice and handy. All right, what do we need to take out of here now? We got one piece of wood. Looks like now we could strip this all down. Ooh. We better stop there. We're starting to get heavy. All right, so we've got some construction parts. That's construction part 2. This is a blueprint. These are basic tools. I don't think of those as weapons. See, there's wood, thatch, stone, and extra storage cabinets. All right, now let's go back downstairs and try to clean out the dungeon. Should be able to carry all this. Doesn't have any real weight. And this one. There we go. All right, what else we got here? Let's grab our bench. And what do we got here? All right, now we can pick that up. I don't think it's going to let us move the bed. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it will too, actually. I think I'll leave that there. All right, what do we got in here? Not very much. So we should be able to take that with us. And I don't think these is much weight. Yeah, there's no real weight there, so. I think I've got too much in here to be able to take off with it. Let's leave that. It's kind of heavy. I need some flint. All right, so I guess I have to go ahead and pick up some more stuff here. Yeah, I better stop there. It's starting to get kind of heavy. All right, let's see. What all do we have to put away here? We got a weapon. We've got the angler gel. as you can see, you're still going to get a bit of an exercise. Keratin. Whoops. That's this stuff right here. Cementing paste. Did I make a place for cementing paste? No, I didn't. Well, these are out of sequence. Paste. Cementing. There we go. Now let's make that bigger. Good enough. All right. Now get inside. Chitin. I think I did chitin already, didn't I? Oh, maybe I didn't. All right, so let's put it right here. Yeah, that's big enough. Crystal. Did I put one for crystal? No, I didn't. This is the sort of stuff you normally have stored because you don't have a whole lot of it inside your smithy. Now, in electronics, they just call it X stall. The cry part is left off, but put a big X in front. Boy, that bird is noisy. All right, what else do I have? No. This other stuff. Well, there's a seed. I would want to put that. Where'd I put that? There it is, right there. Pelt. Actually, I would want the pelts and the wool in the same place. Like that. No. That's a little bit big. Let's go with that. Now, do I have any wool with me? No, I don't. I don't have any wool with me. Well, let's place, we'll place that one first. It's pretty common for people to only put down one and then later on remove it, but I don't recommend that because there's some stuff that you want to put in a preserver and that's the only preserver that works. So if you right click, it puts it kind of like in the center of your chest. That torch. Now but this one needs power before it can actually start working right as a preserver. Let's zoom in. Right about there. Now let's see, how's that look? Oh, it's too far back. Let's go ahead and pick that up again. You'll end up with more than a few of these at some point. Because there's a lot of things that have to be preserved. Now, let's see. I was recommended to stick these in there until I have a proper storage for them. Ooh, this one is starting to spoil already. I had another one. I got another one or two of these somewhere. And what did we decide to do with the hide? I think it was... I don't have a spot for it? Well, I guess I don't. Well, we'll put it over here in animal parts, I guess. Or dino parts. Alright, okay, we have a storage spot for those. I don't want to just discard them because I'll probably decide later to rearrange this again. Alright, we got a bunch of tools. A lot of the stuff I had stored in the smithy. That's a weapon there. I'm going to figure this is a construction part. Alright, that should be in our preserver. And it needs spark powder to work right. Alright, we have a place for that. There it is. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. Those signs can be a bit of a nuisance. See, that would be a construction part. And I'm going to call this a construction part too. And then we've got a place. There it is, narcotic. And now we've got thatch. We're not quite finished downstairs yet. Alright. Let's go ahead and put out the fire. And let's get into inventory. Ooh. We've got too much already. Alright, so we better put this over there. And we'll put the wood in there too for now. Get this moved. Now, I want to move it near the metal. I don't think we've got metal over here anywhere. And we don't have metal over here either. So it would kind of make sense to stick it pretty close to this. And let's face it this way. All right. Now, We'll put the metal back in there. We've got a place for charcoal. Later on, this becomes important. That's why I put bulk storage for it. Now, let's see if we can get the smithy up here. Ooh, that's a lot of weight right there. Oh, I better quit. That's get pretty heavy. Well, I can take that, I guess. It's going to take a couple of trips to get the smithy out of here. Alright, so we've got silica pearls. Did I put a place in for pearls? No, I didn't. Well, what else can we get rid of? We need a place for pearls. Well, we can put this in here. And we got a place for stone. We got a place for tools. And we do have a place for weapons. We don't have a place for metal yet. Well, that would be called ingot. And I don't think I've made a place for ingots yet. I'll tell you what, we'll put it over here in construction parts. Same thing with the metal, with the pearls. And we worked just about all night to get this place, the dungeon, cleared out. Alright, can we get the rest of it out of here? Ooh, that's heavy stuff. No, I'm going to have to make another trip, I think. Yeah, I'm going to have to make another trip. Alright, so we have some wood on board. Some stone. And we got some wool. Now we do have a place for pelts and wool right here. Oops. I gotta make sure it says access inventory. Yeah, we worked all night trying to get this done. Alright, so looks like we got it. And that's everything out of the dungeon, which is actually not finished yet. Yeah, see, I want to put some more of these across here. I'll have to leave this open so I can get down here. And then I'll have to put the quarter ceiling parts to close all this off. And yeah, I think I'll need a full-size ceiling part there. It's too bad the game won't let me dig this out. But then that would change those foundation parts. Well, anyway, we've got the basement or dungeon cleaned out. Now, I'm going to want to have the smithy right close to the forge. So, probably right there. Yeah, that looks good. Now, I've got some wood to put away. And now I want to turn off the torch. And we're about as organized as we can be right now. But I do need to make another small box because I don't have a place for... Where do I put them? I don't have a place for pearls. Now that I could just put right back into the smithy. That makes the most sense, since that's where we're going to use it most of the time. Of course, it's also true that's where we're going to put the silica pearls most of the time. But I'm also going to use them in here at some point. The fabricator. So I need a box. I need another box. That should be enough. All right, let's another storage box right there. And I think I'll go ahead and make another one. Oh, now I ran out of something. Probably would. No? All right, I'm going to go ahead and make another one then. Because I know at some point I'm going to need another storage part for stuff I won't have a lot of most of the time. Now, let's see. We still got some... Yeah, let's go ahead and put the boxes right here. They're not going to be in sequence, but that'll still work. All right, so in this one... Oh, that's right, I need a sign. Don't I have some in construction parts? Yeah, right there. Yeah, 2 enough will do for now. Alright, use the R key to change the type. Let's use the mouse wheel. Zoom in a little bit. That looks about right. Alright, now let's label it pearls. And make it bigger. That looks pretty good. I don't know what I'm going to use here yet, but yeah, let's go ahead and get the label on. Don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. Mouse wheel out. Alright, I can see a problem already. I need to repair my tool. So what do I need? I need some hide and I need some more wood. Let's see, I've got wood right here. That's more than enough. And I put the hide... Did I? Oh, I put in animal parts, didn't I? Yeah, or dino parts. Normally, I don't put the hide in there. It goes straight into the smithy. But I can see that at some point, if I do a whole lot of hunting, I'm going to want to have bulk storage for hide. Oh, let's put this in there too. But I need stone and flint. That'll be enough flint. Stone. Yeah, that's probably enough stone. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but the smithy has a lot of storage space because some projects require lot of parts. So you'll end up filling up a bunch of these extra storage spots. All right, now let's see. If I'm going to carry a crossbow with me, I'm going to need some arrows. Whoops. There we go. And we've only got 68 and 20, so I'm going to take these. And as you can see, it shows non-narcotics. So I need to left click and slide those down in there in order to arm the crossbow. Otherwise, the crossbow has no ammo. So far this is tall enough, but I might need to go taller with some other dinosaurs. Yeah, I believe I'm gonna have to change that, make it taller. Maybe not a lot taller, like using wall parts that are only quarter size, and then reconstruct all this on top of it. All right. Well, what do you think? Did I show enough information and examples of storage, how you might arrange your storage? Now, like I was saying, I'm probably going to need bulk storage for the hide, so it's probably going to go right there. That's pretty close to the smithy. Well, it could go right there, I suppose. And there's nothing in here I need to reuse. These come in kind of handy. You can put it just about anywhere you want to, but if you ever use it, that's it. You only get one shot. And these things are not cheap to make. See what you need? 25 hide and 15 fiber. Now, if you're thinking 25 hide is cheap to have, well, I guess that depends on how much. Jeez, bird. So I'm thinking I need to put hide in a large storage, because if I ever need to make another bed, which is more permanent, you can use it more than once after a short delay. See there, you need 40 hide for that. The other items aren't so bad. But there's a whole bunch of things that you need hide for. You know what? I need to make some more of these, don't I? So I need thatch, fiber, and wood. Let's go ahead and do that. Boy, this neighborhood's getting noisy. Let's see. Let's make a couple more. Let's see if that's going to be enough to get me by. I know I need one over here. See, as long as you're crafting something, you can't go very fast until the crafting job is over. And that noise you just heard tells you you're finished. All right, so we want to change our viewpoint. There we go. And then I want to put one up here. I'm about to go ahead and get these put in place. If I made enough of them. Oh, it came up one short. Well, let's go ahead and take care of that while we're thinking about it. Because I know at some point, oops, I gotta use these. All right, there we go. Move back out with the wheel, the mouse wheel. Now I'm going to have to try to fill these up. Oh, okay, I got a free arrow off of something. Every so often you'll find something show up in your inventory. All right, now let's see. I need the quarter walls. I don't have any quarter walls, do I? Well, I do need to put these downstairs, so let's go ahead and get that job done. Well, we won't probably be able to finish it, but we can get part of that dungeon finished. Let's go ahead and start here, I think. We only have, what, 4 of these? No, I need these right here. We got 6 of them. All right, we finally got that part closed off. Now we need to do the same thing over here. Let's see, let's start right here. I guess that would be the next logical place. And that's all we have right now. I also need to do the wall parts. Of course, that'll make it pretty dark down here. It's already dark enough during the daytime. If I close off these, but we'll have to wait and see if somebody comes in that way, since that's a quarter. All right, what do you think? Now, I don't think the smithy will let me make a generator. I want the windmill type, because I'm going to need to power this at some point before I make it. I might actually have enough stuff to make it. Yeah, I think I might have enough stuff already to make it. Let's see. Let's start with taking some of that 81. Yeah, that's enough. Now I need oil. That looks like enough. And I need crystal. That might be enough. What was the other thing I needed? Oh, come on, game. Cementing paste. Where's the cementing paste? There it is. Is that enough? Yes, it is. Outstanding. All right, now I gotta go find it. There it is. And let's put it over here. Because if I put it over here, it's kind of gonna, yeah, it's kind of gonna get in the way of over that. Unless I turn around and put it down. That kind of makes sense, actually. Since most of the stuff I'll be grabbing out of those small boxes. Okay, let's see how that works out. Alright, it doesn't prevent me from getting Yeah, that looks good. Plenty of space. Yeah, good, 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 good. All right, now in here, I could make. Ooh, I need a lot of silica pearls though, don't I? For electronic parts. Obsidian. Ooh, I don't have any of that yet. That's another one of those small storage box items. I had one of these until that raptor attacked. That's what I want there. The wind turbine. Ooh, 25 electronic parts. That's going to be the hard part. Yeah, I don't think I have enough silicon pearls. Let's see. Where's our silica pearls? There it is. Oh, dang it. That's a nuisance. Oh, I've only got 35. I don't think that's enough. Now I also, oh yeah, it's going to use 3 of them every time. 3 times 25 is 75. So I don't have enough. I'm going to have to visit a lot of drops and hope I pick up more silica pearls. Let's see, metal. Yeah, I think I've got enough metal already made. Oh yeah, I got plenty. So let's put that back. And then store this in here for now. So the only thing that's holding me down mostly is the pearls. No, that's a lamppost. There it is. Oh, wait a minute. I need more metal. Cementing paste. Do I have 20 units? Well, let's grab more metal first while we're here. Do that again. That should fix me up. Yeah, we got that covered. Cementing paste. Where's the paste? Oh boy, that's getting on my nerves. I don't have any cementing paste in here at all. How about here? Oh, I don't have enough. Yeah, I don't have enough. Okay, oh, I know what I need. I need to install this again, make some more cementing paste. It won't go on top of this. It's got to be the table. And I don't seem to have a table. Yep, I don't have a table. So I'll have to make one. Oh, I see something else. I need to transfer those. Put them in here. Along with my other cold storage dinos. And I want to put, well, I don't have to put it on a table, but I want to. So let's make us a table. That might be enough. All right, see if we can find our wooden table. There it is. Oh, I need a bunch of wood and metal, 12 metal to make that. So That's enough wood. So basic metal, not processed. I don't seem to have any in here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Make sure it says table. And then we'll put the rest of this back. And where we're going to put the table. You know, right around here somewhere would make sense. I think that'll be out of the way. All right, now we can put our motor and pedestal device. Oh, I want to rotate it. Yeah, like that. And I want to bring it to one end. How's that look? Yep, that looks pretty good. Now for cementing paste, I need stone and either keratin or the other. I think of it as horns. Oh, there we go. 37. Do I have the other one too? See, I already took all. Yeah, I already took all of that I had. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta get the stone too. All right, how much? Oh, it's only 12 more. That might not be enough. Yeah, because I need 8 stone per. Oh, I just need more stone. I can make some more. And that's it. That's all I can make. 25. I think that's enough. Outstanding. I have enough. But now the electronics. That's going to be a problem. I got to be able to turn this on first. Requires gasoline or power. You know, I had some gasoline, but I think it got destroyed. Yeah, when that raptor tore this up and destroyed it, that's where the gasoline was. Now, gasoline is hide and I'm trying to remember. It's hide and something else. Let's grab some hide. I think it's oil. I wonder if I can make it in here or not. Well, I gotta have fuel, so we can use wood or thatch for that. I think I might be able to use spark powder too. Trying to remember. All right. So we've got enough fuel for 42 minutes and 50 seconds. I think that's the right ingredients. No, it's not making any, is it? Oh dear. Oh, there it is. There it is. There we go. So it's oil and it's hide. The gasoline takes a little bit longer. Boy, I really, really need that power source. Let's take this out of here for now. Put it over inside here. All right, and I need to make electronics. Well, I can make a little bit, so let's turn this on. And I need 25, but that's not enough. Yeah, I'm running out of pearls. Yeah, we didn't make enough. So our next mission is to come up with more pearls. Let's see, it's probably going to run out of wood before it finishes processing all this and all of this. So I'm going to also need some more oil from the looks of things. Well, I've done about everything I can do for now. Unless I want to make one of the... where is it? A generator. I might have to make the generator and the fabricator too. Let's see. Yep. Well, I can actually make one of those right now, but I'd have to burn up all of my fuel. That would not make sense until I get more pearls. And I'm going to need more oil just to get by. But I could... Oh, it's going to use 10 of my electronics, which I need for this. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Alright, so let's get on a bird. And, well, you know what I'm going to do next, right? I'm going to go try and find myself some pearls and some more oil by these drops. So let's see, how long have we been doing this? Hey, what's up? Yeah, I've been kind of ignoring it. Yeah, you only need one gas to make the generator. Well, that's true. And then transfer the other 8 to the generator through. You need all that other stuff anyway, and never a rush in ARK. Well, yeah, I guess it's true. You don't want to rush in ARK too much, unless, of course, you're making videos for new players to look and use. Let's see, how long has this one been going? Let me change screens here. We've been going for 2 hours already. Yeah, I probably should stop. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the live playback. But It looks like you might have as much experience or more than I do with the game. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to stop the live broadcast at this point. And thanks for commenting, Judd. Until next time.